What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be bringing you guys the best FJX Horus class in Modern Warfare 3. Of course, we are now in Season 6, so this gun is probably not going to be the meta for much longer with the newer guns that have come out, but it's still a very highly used SMG, and it's still, I think, at the top of that list for meta weapons at least. So it's still got a very good amount of power behind this gun, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy using this class. So as you can see from the gameplay, this class, what it really seems to do well at is having perfect sprint to fire, perfect ADS, whilst also containing a lot of ammo. And it's also going to have absolutely awesome recoil suppression on this class overall. You're also going to notice that the reload speeds have been improved over the overall class to, make up for the fact that the actual attachments have got a bigger magazine size. So you're going to have perfect precision with this class, perfect accuracy just overall, and you're going to notice that this thing shreds, especially with some of these newer attachments that we have on the gun that came out in the past season or two. So it's a very fun class to use, and I think you guys are going to really love running and gunning with this during the season. And seeing as this is the last season, there probably won't be anything else they'll do to it realistically. There could be a potential nerf that could come to this gun, maybe in the second half of this season, but I doubt it somehow. There is obviously all the other ones that have recently come out. Anyway, that's the gameplay, and hopefully it showed enough in terms of what this class can do. So now let's get to the class setup. So here we are on the actual class. As you can see, FJX Horus is the primary, of course. Secondary, I'm just running the F-Tac Siege. Loving that new Orion update, of course, that they did for the Orion camo. We've got the infantry vest going on here. So this is going to allow us to increase tac sprint duration and reduce the refresh time between tac sprinting. We want to keep this one on because obviously this is kind of essential for SMGs, I think, to be able to run quicker. It's one of the main things you're looking for. And something that's really nice about this as well is that if you've equipped it with the running sneakers, which we are actually using for the boots, then you're going to gain the effects of lightweight boots as well, which is really cool. So we get two benefits right there. Tactical, just using a stim, and we're using a throwing knife as a secondary. I honestly didn't change this, so it doesn't really matter. I probably would prefer to use a grenade. Anti-armor rounds, I've just kind of left that on, but again, you can honestly choose to change that if you want to. I think a nice other thing that you could put on this class instead would be like dead silence or maybe DDoS or something like that. So there's a lot of other stuff. You're not really going to need munitions box. There's plenty of ammo on this class, like I say. For gloves, I'm running the commando gloves. This is going to allow to reload whilst we're sprinting. Of course, we want to be able to do that, and it improves our sprint to fire, which is obviously as well something we do want to slightly prioritize a little bit more in the overall class, because in attachments, we are going to have some attachments that may, somewhat affect sprint to fire. So that's what we're going to want on for gloves. For boots, we are running the running sneakers, like I say, because this is going to increase our tac sprint duration and reduce the refresh time. And obviously, because we get that benefit from the vest as well, we also get the benefits of lightweight boots, which increases our movement and swim speed and reduces the noise whilst we're swimming. So that's really useful on those maps, of course, where there's water. But yeah, another nice thing about this is it also improves sprint to fire whilst using tactical sprint as well. So overall, sprint to fire is getting a whole lot of benefits across this class. Then for gear, we've got two pieces of gear. So the first one we're running is EOD padding. Now, I normally do tend to use the tac mask, but what I'm noticing a lot more recently is I'm usually actually getting burnt or killed to just fire and all sorts of explosives that people are throwing around the map. Now, there's not a lot you can do to stop yourself from getting burnt up or killed from a kill streak, for example. With the EOD padding, it doesn't allow that kind of benefit. But still, at the very least, I'd rather not get blown up all the time and set on fire. So yeah, EOD padding is going to reduce damage from non-kill streak enemy explosives and enemy fire, which is very useful, especially if you're like me and you're running shipment every game. And the other thing we've got, of course, is mag holster, which is going to improve our reload speed because we have got a bigger magazine. That is what we're doing for the overall class. Now let's get to the attachments. The very first attachment we are running on the weapon is the muzzle, and this is obviously one of the newer attachments. It's the Quartermaster suppressor, which is going to incredibly increase that recoil and gun kick control across the weapon. This, I can't tell you how much this does for the weapon. Like, this is such a great attachment. It's so much better than every other muzzle in this game. It's no wonder people are just literally using this all the time, especially because it's a newer one. But if you do not have the Quartermaster suppressor, I often do say a great way to compensate for not having that is using the monolithic suppressor S. I don't know why it says S, but the monolithic suppressor. This one is also pretty damn good. It has recoil benefits like the Quartermaster suppressor. Maybe doesn't have, all the other benefits that this has, and it does probably take a bit more of a hit to ADS than the Quartermaster does, but it's still a very nice alternative. So monolithic suppressor would be be something I would use instead. Now, some people might use the Jack BFB, but you're not going to be able to with this class because the barrel is blocking that, and you do want the barrel that we're using. So Jack BFB, whilst it's great at suppressing recoil, it does have some limitations and it can affect your mobility, so I wouldn't recommend it. So really do go for this. This is really good, this suppressor. You do want this one. For the next attachment, we have the underbarrel, and this is as well another attachment that's actually pretty damn new. It's an aftermarket part, and it's the Jack Slash. This underbarrel adds vertical recoil control, sprint speed, and movement speed, and this thing, like I say, is amazing. This thing does such a great job at suppressing the vertical. Now, I know sometimes I have also used this attachment here, the Chimera Rhino 3 vertical grip, because that also does 2 hits of vertical recoil control, so you might actually want to switch between this or that one. But what I've noticed is this just does everything that we need, and it doesn't add those additional cons like horizontal recoil, for example, or sprint to fire. You know, you don't want stuff like that, so I think that is probably going to be your best bet, is to go for this underbarrel as well. For the next attachment, we have the 60 round drum. This is just going to allow us to have the maximum amount of ammo possible for this weapon. I know some people might want to tone down and go with the 48 round, and that is completely fine if you do, but just know the more ammo you have, the less often you're going to have to reload, and I think that's crucial with this kind of weapon. As it is a fully automatic SMG, you don't really want to have to keep reloading and burning through all your rounds extremely fast, so that's probably just something to keep in mind. And then for the next attachment, we actually have the optic. I'm just running the slate reflector. It's a nice trusty old, it's nice and clean, precise, and it's a really nice simple sight to use on your weapon. Some people are a fan of the Jack glassless optic, and some other people, you know, go with other options, but I personally think that this is a nice optic to stick with, personally. And finally, we have the stock, which is the Lopper LXD, XD. Jesus Christ, my brain can't even look at XD anymore. Yeah, LXD stock. This is going to add further gun kick control, recoil control, a little bit of firing aim stability, as you can see, and also aim idle sway. So this all around is going to really ensure that the weapon has a perfect amount of balance to it, and that it's not going to keep going up the screen whilst you're firing with it. So this is just really balancing out the weapon a lot. Obviously, as you can see as well, we are running the Borealis camo once again for this class setup. I did that with the last one. I'm going to try using Borealis a bit more often on my multiplayer class setup videos, because honestly, I keep using Interstellar and I'm kind of getting sick of looking at it on the thumbnail. So there you go, a bit of Borealis for today's video as well. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a like on the video. Helps me out and helps the algorithm push it to more people, because, you know, YouTube sees it and goes, hey, people are liking it, we'll give it to more people who like this kind of content. So it does really help a lot. Also, dropping a comment helps with the algorithm as well, so comment absolutely anything. I don't know, just, it could be anything. It could be about the class. And also, check out all the links down below in the description. Much appreciated. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.